Ta-da! A set of Rane 12s, courtesy of InMusic and Rane. Thank you very much. Yep. So let's see what's inside. Let's unbox this. Let me just put my camera like this. And unleash the beast. So, I'm guessing this is the platter. It's nicely packed in. They're quite weighty, these things. Probably weigh the same as a Technics 1210 or something. Let's open it up. USB cable here, power adapter, good old fashioned kettle lead. We have the vinyl, the platter, some instructions, comes with a little Allen key and a official Rane slip mat. So this is the disc that sits on top of the platter. And it attaches to the spindle. It feels kind of different from vinyl, actually. I'm not sure if it's actually made of vinyl or some kind of acrylic or something. It's got no grooves on it. It feels quite solid though. I like the white finish, and you know, it's got like a big marker there for, you know, marking up your samples and stuff. Yeah, I look forward to playing about with it. This platter's kind of weighty. Reminds me of like a Technics 1210 platter. I guess that just lines up with the spindle. Let's put this together. Yeah, it feels kind of solid. So that just pops onto there. And what you do, you line up the screw with this little groove here in the spindle. And then you take your Allen key and just like tighten that up. And what that does, that just like locks into place and grabs the spindle. And it's actually the spindle that controls the software. So this is just like an extension of it. So now I've got it all assembled, let's take a closer look at it. So as you can see, it's kind of chunky, like a Technics 1210. As I said before, it weighs pretty much the same as a Technics 1210. It's got a really nice rugged build to it. Yeah, I like this feature here, the motor on and off. It's got like a guard here, pretty much like the Mark, I think it's a Mark 5 on a Technics. It's kind of cool. We've got the start and stop button here. You can have it in 45 or 33 revs per minute. You've got the pitch control, and you have a pitch range select of 8%, 16%, and wide 50% plus and minus, which is quite cool. We have a touch screen here, and this is for like cue point mode, so you can actually use these little sensors as cue points, which is quite cool. You can select between 4 decks. I'm guessing that's with a 4-channel mixer. The platter, now it's on, feels really sturdy. It doesn't wobble or nothing. It doesn't tilt from side to side. It just feels solid. The actual vinyl feels good, you know. The slip mat though, I'm not too fussed on. I might change that for a Dr. Suzuki or a butter rug. It feels a little bit stiff, but we'll see when I fire it up and, you know, try some mixing and scratching with it. Okay, so let's hook these up to my laptop and yeah, start practicing with it. Before we hook it up to the laptop, we have 2 ports. We've got the power port here, which is an AC kettle lead adapter, and a old-fashioned USB. We also have a motor torque. We have it on low and high. I want to set it to high. I want to change between the two when I'm testing it. I'm surprised there's no reverse button, you know. I think a reverse motor button would have been a good feature. Maybe you can do that in the software. We'll see. Let's hook it up. I eventually hooked up the pair of 12s to Serato DJ Pro. These things are just controllers. They won't work on their own. You'll need a mixer. In this case, I'm using a DJM S9 made by Pioneer. I think you might be able to use a hub like the SL3. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'll try that later. Yeah, I just plugged it in and it works. The other thing that you will need in order for this to hook up is a USB hub. This one's by Belking. It's got 4 ports on it. You know, modern laptops don't really have many USB ports on them, so yeah. I've given it a little trial and it feels okay. There's no latency or nothing. I'll just load up a scratch sample. So, yeah, I'll give you a little demonstration of some scratching. And yeah, it feels pretty good. I'll play a beat on here. So let's see the torque. I'm in high torque mode. It loads up pretty quick. The motor's very responsive. Let's check out the pitch. So I'm 8% mode right now. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. It's quite smooth as well, this pitch fader. Let's try 16%. Yeah, all good. It's very responsive to the software. Let's try wide mode, 50%. That's pretty cool. Let's see what it's like with the pitch lock on. That's quite responsive. I'm going to try the motor off mode, see how this sounds. Yeah, I'm impressed, just like a turntable. We have 2 different modes here. We've got cue point mode, and when you turn it off cue point mode, it's like needle drop mode. So you can, you know, locate where you want on the track without touching your laptop. That's quite a nice touch. It's quite responsive. As you can see, it's scrolling through as I'm pressing my finger on the ribbon. In cue point mode, it's quite cool. You can have up to 8 cue points. It feels very responsive. When you turn the power off as well, if you hit a cue point, it will play just like on a CDJ. And if you keep your finger on it, it will actually play the cue point. That's quite handy. Start and stop on this is very responsive. It's kind of instant. Not as quick as a CDJ, but it's pretty good considering it's got a motor on it. stop mode's quite accurate too. I'm going to test that in low torque. It's more of a wind down. Speed up's not as good as well. Let me switch that back. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hook up a few scratch samples, hook up an instrumental and just play about with it. See how responsive these guys really are. So, after having a little cut and a play about with the Rane 12s, I'm kind of impressed. They're a solid piece of kit. It was really responsive to my scratching. I think I will change the slip mat though. That slip mat that comes with it is a little bit sticky for my liking, but that's no big issue. The torque on them is nice. The pitch control is decent. Will they take over the traditional turntable? I'm not sure, but they're a really good alternative. You know, if you're into using Serato and, you know, DJ Pro, there's a lot of positive things about them. You know, if you had a gig and you're on a loud sound system, they ain't gonna like rumble and stuff like that. The needle ain't gonna skip. Very well built, you know, the very solid piece of equipment. Yeah, if you get the chance, check them out. Try them for yourselves. Until next time, peace.